This segment of In the Field Radio is brought to you by Tattoo Shop Radio, Culture Shock, Wapter Music FM, powered by Zeno.fm, with additional monitoring through online radio box.
It's In the Field Radio, y'all.
Everything's real in the field.
Welcome back to In the Field Radio. I'm Erin Boogie. I'm here with Miss Lady D.
What's going on?
And we have Nana McKay in the building.
Hello, hello.
From Monticello.
Yeah, we appreciate that you took that super long drive to come visit us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's get right into it. Who is Nana McKay?
Well, a bunch of things. So I would say that I'm very strong, independent, rebellious. I'm a bunch of things, but me as a person, I'm just kind-hearted, and I kind of just want to give back to my people, which mainly I mean my family. I just don't want them to struggle, so I'm kind of like, I'm doing this for myself, but I'm doing this for them too. So I'm very passionate, especially when it comes to making my music.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is May 20th. I'm a Taurus.
I knew it. Yeah, when she described
I'm
herself,
surrounded by
I'm May
Tauruses.
13th. Yeah, I was yo.
I'm very stubborn too. So.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all the worst.
It's all about me.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about how long you've been doing music.
So November makes a year. So I've been doing music for 9 months.
That's what I thought, because, I mean, we went to look you up, and I was like, well, everything is 2023. So some people, that's good, though, because you made music and put it out. Yeah. Everybody else is like, I've been doing music for 10 years, and the music, they just put it out, last year and stuff like that. So,
well, and not for nothing, she's only been making music for 9 months and caught our attention. So,
yeah.
Like, we're pretty tapped in with the artists in the area. So you're doing something right, because it means people are noticing.
Yeah, I didn't even know you guys were, like, here, honestly. I didn't know anything about it.
Where did you think we were?
At a radio station. Like.
Oh, just somewhere else?
Yeah.
We are at a radio station.
Well, yeah, I didn't know, like, where, so.
Oh.
I had to do a little research, too.
You looked us up, too?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so how did you feel when you did that?
Well, I went to your Instagram page at first, and then I went to your website, and immediately I was looking for a way to get on here. Like, I was like, I need to find the contact information, so I'm scrolling, looking through, and then I just submitted, like, name, email, all that stuff, and I got an email back. And I was confused when she emailed me at first. I'm like, wait, I emailed you guys? I was like, I forgot, because it took her a little while to get back. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like,
That's so awesome that you're doing that. So, so you just started putting out music, but have you been making music before that? Like, what started this journey? How did this happen?
Okay, so it's kind of a weird, but I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God and all that, so I feel like it was meant to happen. It happened for a reason. So I started working at Amazon a few months ago, back in, like, November, because that's when I started making music. And I met this boy there, like, we were training together, and, like, he was kind of cute, so I went over trying to holla at him, talk to him or whatever.
Love it.
And he was telling me about himself, telling me how he makes music, and randomly out of nowhere, he was just like, you should hop on a track with me. And I'm looking at him like, what? I don't make music, I don't rap, I don't do any of that. Like, I used to sing in the shower and, like, little stuff like that, but, like, I didn't really think about it until I got home, and I really thought about it, and I wrote a song. Well, half a song, and I sang it to my little brother, and he was like, no, that sounds so good, like, you should keep going, like, I really think you have something with this. So, like, literally, after the journey, like, the music started kicking in my head that I should really do this, I quit 3 days later. Like, I stopped training, because I realized I really don't want to do this. And
you quit the job?
Yes. I'm quick to quit a job.
Yo.
It was all the way in New Windsor. I live in Monticello. That's a pretty
that's so
far
far.
drive, right? And I just realized, when you're in training and they're explaining the job description, you didn't realize what you signed up for until you're actually in training. So I'm like, I really don't want to do this for real. So, and then a week later, my friend actually ended up quitting too, because he got offered a better job. So I feel like we were both put there for me to realize that music is what I want to do, is, like, my lane, like,
Are you still talking to him?
Yeah, we talk almost every day.
Oh.
He was actually in my first music video, that I dropped back in February, he was in it.
Yo, can we talk about the music videos? Because right out the gate, you came with the fire visuals.
So, I work with Derek at Good Time Film Studio. He's located here in Poughkeepsie, and he's, like, amazing. Like, one day I was looking up, like, videographers just around the area, and I came across his website, and I just DM'd him, and we just started working right away. But I still work with him to this day, and I actually have a photo shoot coming up with him this Monday. And his work is, like, fire. I recommend everyone to him. Whoever looks for a videographer, I'm like, yeah, go here. Like,
Listen, we actually want to work with him. But yeah, talk about, I mean, did you grow up listening to music in the house? Did you come from a musical family, or?
So my dad was born in the 60s. He's pretty ancient. So, I grew up listening to a bunch of old school R&B. So I guess it mainly came from his side of the family and him, but like I had music all around me growing up, and me and my little brother used to do like little performances in the house for my mom and my stepdad for like Christmas, or like just any random time we were bored and just, you know, kids just come up with little stupid stuff to do. So, but like I always had the radio playing in my room because like I was kind of a bad kid, so I had my TV taken away, I had my phone taken away. So at one point, the radio was all I had. So I would just listen to K104 and like
96.1.
Yeah, 98.3. So yeah, I guess it was just always there.
Who were you listening to? Like, what artists?
When it comes to like genres, I listen to almost every genre. So like I was mainly listening to like back then like Katy Perry, Demi Lovato, Nicki Minaj, like heavy Nicki Minaj fan. Drake, Rihanna, of course, you know.
I could see that. Like, your music is, like, not conventional rap. Like, you was rapping, I was like, oh, okay. But then it wasn't, like, drill.
I can rap. I'm versatile, honestly. I could do a little bit of everything, but, like, rapping is not my lane. I just feel like a lot of females are trying to be, like, the next Nicki Minaj little kid. So I just don't want to. Rap is not my lane, so I'm just more of, like, a singer.
I'm a vibe.
Yeah.
But let them know you can do both, right?
Yeah, I can do both.
When did you realize you could sing?
Have you realized it?
I don't know, because, like, I just, like, I could sing, and I would sing to my mom, but it wasn't all the way there. Like, I couldn't really sing. Like, you know how when you play a song and you start singing it, like Halo by Beyonce, for example, and when the volume's all the way up, for some reason, y'all sound exactly the same. Like, you know, you be hitting them high notes real good. So... But, like, I did, like, acapella, like, nothing, and my mom was like, it sounded okay, but, like, your high notes were, like, a little pitchy, like, maybe you should, you know, so I always could sing, just I needed help in the right direction, like now I take, singing lessons. I have a vocal coach.
Right. Your voice is an instrument. So, yeah, it was going to sound like that because you hadn't practiced it or anything like that. It's an instrument.
But also shout out to you for getting with a vocal coach, because you'd be surprised how many singers
need to
don't
do that
and need to do that desperately.
Like, even famous people have vocal coaches. Like, they all have that. And people just don't do it.
Yeah, I had to take... Once I found a passion for music and realized that this is what I really love to do, I had to take it all the way serious.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's so good. So, what kind of mistakes have you seen like artists make that you try to avoid?
Trying to be like everybody else, trying to ride the same wave. Like, honestly, like if it's not like trap music or like
drill
or like shaking music, like, you know, hype music, pretty much. I don't know, I just feel like everybody knows those are like the main categories you could instantly blow up from or get like attention towards you. I just feel like you gotta try to be yourself. Like, it is hard because, like, being an artist now, I didn't realize how many artists there are in the world. I didn't realize how many people really make music. Like, and it's like we're all competing for the same spot, and it's hard. It is, but like I feel like when you're yourself and you stay true to yourself, you can make it without riding everybody's wave. Because my music is different. Like, people will tell me all the time, like, you don't sound like this. So I did get compared to certain artists, but like they would tell me like you really have your own wave, like your look, everything about you is just different, and I really don't want to ride anyone else's wave, like, you know.
Who do people compare you to?
I got compared to Juice WRLD, which I took as a compliment because he is very talented. I love Juice WRLD's music, and that's where I get most of my inspiration from, because I write to Juice WRLD type beats. So like it will give off a similar type of vibe when you listen to it, and I just talk about like my pain, things that I went through, especially with guys, relationships, you know. So
I think that's what people are looking for. It's weird, like some people don't get that music, and you know, I like to try to play a little of everything on the show, so I play some of that type lane music, if you will, that, you know, talks about things like that, gets into emotional things, and it's good. I see why people are drawn to it. I'm drawn to it. I was drawn to Juice WRLD, so.
Yeah, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. He was super talented.
yeah, he was.
And able to reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
I like when people are able to reach a lot of people. You know, like Kendrick Lamar, they gave him a pass. I think he was an affirmative action pass.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
even going to hold you. But because, you know, other than that, he wouldn't have been able to reach the amount of people. He's too much for some people. You know what I mean? Drake's able to reach like everybody,
Right.
You know, so, and not scare people away. So I feel.
Well, and I
like,
think Juice WRLD he filled a void in hip hop at the time
Yeah.
for emotional hip hop.
yeah,
People were like, "Oh, this is something that I can relate to. I'm also having these feelings."
and you didn't have to be a color. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It was for everyone. So some people just make black superhero music, and it's just hard for everyone to relate to that because everyone's not freaking black. So
I feel like that, like, love specifically is something almost everyone can relate to, because everyone goes through stuff with love, like whether it's a friendship, a parent, or an actual relationship. Like, I just feel like at one point in life, everyone felt like they weren't loved, or like they needed love, you know. So, but mainly my audience that I try to reach for is like young females, specifically from like ages 19 to like I would say 30, because I feel like that's the bracket, like the time of your life where you're like really going through heartbreak and like really like searching around, or you don't know what to do, whether you know you want to stay single because it's best for you, but at the same time everybody gets lonely, everybody's looking for something. So I feel like those ages like fits for my music.
I like that.
Is your music based on real life experiences?
Yes, everything that I talk about, everything that I write is based off of everything that I've already been through.
It does.
Or-
It comes across as authentic.
or that I'm going through. Yeah.
I'm low-key intrigued about how you were a bad kid. Because as she came here and we were still doing stuff, whatever, she wasn't there here a while or whatever, she just sitting there all quiet and
yeah,
nice. I was like, no.
Honestly,
I'm very mature now. You know, obviously age and life experiences change you. So, like, I'm not bad anymore.
I was bad. I think I was bad.
think
I was
we
good
were.
and bad.
All kids are bad at some point.
Yeah, I was
Right.
good and bad.
Yeah.
Hey, are you thinking about starting your own podcast? Well, you can stop overthinking it, because the hardest part is actually getting started. And that's where Buzzsprout comes in. Buzzsprout makes it easy to launch your podcast and has already helped over 100,000 people just like you start and grow their own podcast. With Buzzsprout, you can have your show listed on all major platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. You'll get a great-looking podcast website, audio players you can embed on other websites, detailed analytics to see how people are listening, tools to promote your episodes, and more. Stop waiting. Start your own podcast today and get a $20 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is click the link in the show notes below. This lets Buzzsprout know we sent you, and it helps support our show.
All right. Is there anybody that you want to collab with? I mean, I'm sure there is, but who's your dream collabs? Like artists. And they could be, okay, we could do like a couple from the area and then a couple like ever.
All right, so from the 845 area, honestly, I only know a few. Like, I'm still like really seeing who's like artists out here, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I think his name is like D Weather. He's from Poughkeepsie. He's out here. He works with Zach from Panoramic Films a lot. I see.
He's our child, yes.
Yeah, I would like to collab with him. I actually listen to his music. He's pretty dope. And then there's this one guy from Middletown. His name is like Jay Easy. Like, he makes like those running videos and posts them on Instagram, and I actually like follow him and everything. I would like to collab with him. So yeah, out of those 2 artists from the town.
He reminds me of the male version of the Fly on a Boss girls, like the way he runs through the videos.
Yeah, I actually think like what he started for himself is like, it's different, and like like as soon as you click on his page and you see that, or you see somebody imitating that, you just know it's him. Like the running thing, I feel like it was his own trend he started. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, what about like ever?
So like the obvious, Nicki Minaj. Like, I've been a huge Nicki fan. I still bump her old stuff, her new stuff. I would love to collab with her. That's like a dream collab. And I really don't know who else. Probably Drake. But I feel like with him, I would want to do like some R&B, like some slow, something, you know, like romantic.
With Drake?
Yeah.
So how do you choose beats? Do you work with any producers?
I do. So I have a producer that lives in Atlanta, and he like recreates my beats for me. So I would like pick a beat off of YouTube, and he would like, I don't know what he does, how he does it. He's magic, but because I don't know anything about being a producer, but he would just tweak the beat a little bit, change certain things, take out certain instruments, put in certain instruments to make it sound similar, but it wouldn't be like the same like waves or like, you know, it would be different. So basically it would be my beat since it was altered. And yeah, his name is Brev. Shout out to Brev. He's like the best producer ever. His beats are like undefeated.
You seem really resourceful really early.
Yeah,
I feel like I was like that.
Blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Is it like shocking?
But like
no,
in
that's
a good
good
way. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people are
You'd
like
be
10 years in the
surprised.
making and they still haven't like figured out certain things. So
Yeah,
like,
I do like a lot of research on like the music industry, like the business behind it, and like things that I need, things that I should know. Like, you know, I don't want to just walk into something blind, like, you know. So yeah, like I said, I want to take this all the way serious. Like, I want it to be a career where this is like making me all my money at one point, like, you know, where I could just sit back and just collect the royalties. Like, you know, it takes time, but eventually I'm gonna get there. So yeah.
What is your recording process like in the studio?
I usually, when I go to the studio, I'll usually book like a 2 to 3 hour session. I read off of my phone, because sometimes I won't remember my lyrics, but I just go into the booth and just breathe in, breathe out, and just start. I don't know, it's not really a process. Like, it's not like I smoke or like drink or anything before I go into the booth. Like, I go in completely sober, because that's when I'm like having my main focus. I did actually, before I quit smoking, I smoked before singing, and that's when I realized I had to quit because it made my voice very raspy. I didn't sound the same. Like, I literally had to re-record the same song that I recorded the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I just realized, like, I need complete focus.
So
yeah,
do you have people in the studio with you, or are you in there by yourself?
Sometimes. When I first started, I was by myself. And the crazy thing is, the first ever studio I went to was in Beacon, and I cried because I didn't sound good, I felt, and I didn't think I was gonna get it right. Like, I wanted to quit making music right then and there. I was like, I sound terrible, I can't do this. why don't I sound like the people on the radio? I was like, it's not supposed to sound like this. But it turned out that the engineer actually had like the auto-tune backwards. He didn't really know what he was doing, because he works with like jazz and instrumental. He wasn't aware of like hip-hop and R&B, so it wasn't his lane, I guess. But I ended up getting a free session because I guess he felt bad that I was crying.
It felt bad.
Yeah, that deserves to be a free session.
It's good that you brought that up. It's really good that you brought that up, because I was checking out studios for something, just checking out a bunch of studios in Brooklyn, and I was seeing, you know, they all have the same equipment, they all have the same Pro Tools, all the same, like, all of that. The difference is who works there. Yeah. What do they do? What have they done? What genre are they used to working with? Like, all that stuff. Like, who's working there matters. And they would have like the bios for the engineer on there, whatever. So it's cool that you picked up on that. That matters. People just go to whatever studio.
Yeah, I usually go into the studio by myself, but I will bring my little brother. Me and my little brother actually recently just did a song together. I will go with him, or I will go with my one friend. But other than them two, I really go to the studio by myself, because I just feel like I have my full focus when I'm by myself most of the time.
And you pay for it.
Right.
Is Zay Breach your brother?
Yes, that's my little brother. Shout out to Zay Breach, my heart.
Oh.
That's so
Are you guys close in age?
He's 17. So, yeah, kinda.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
So after that first terrible experience that you had in the studio, what made you want to keep going?
I realized I had already written all these songs, and I already had beats for most of them that I paid for. So I was like, maybe I should try another studio. Once the guy told me, like, he didn't really work with my genre, I was like, maybe I should just try somewhere else. And then I contacted my friend, the one that I told you put me on to music. And he was like, yeah, I think you should just try somewhere else. I honestly think he just didn't know what he was doing. And he told me straight up, he was like, that track sounded terrible. He was like, throw it in the trash.
Oh, no.
But he was being real, and honestly, it sounded so bad. Like, it really did.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried another studio, which is in Washingtonville. And the engineer there is great. Like, he never disappointed.
Shout out to the new engineer.
Yeah. The studio is called Somerset Studio. And the guy's name is Dave. And yeah, shout out to Dave because he's awesome. He captures my real sound, I feel like. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Talk about some of the performances that you've had recently. That's another thing I was impressed about, that you've already been out there performing.
Yeah, I'm outside.
And down in the city. You did SOBs.
Yes, I performed at SOB almost a month ago. And it was really, the vibe there was so chill. Like, everyone was up in my music. Like, usually when you see a female like me go up on stage, I guess, like, they were expecting me to, like, rap or, like, say some, like, sexual stuff. But, like, they all look kind of shocked once they seen me singing and, like, the stuff I was talking about. And my one song, Best of Me, my reggae song, which is, like, my most known popular song, like, when I started playing, like, everyone went crazy. Like, people were dancing, singing the words. It was really cool. It was like I felt like very welcomed and like at home. Like, you know, like, wow, people really like this. Like, you know.
Were you nervous the first time you performed?
I was. So the first time I performed was for Moochie's event. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, I was the one down in White Plains.
Yeah,
okay,
her new spot. So it was for like a contest, and it was my first time performing, and I was like, as soon as I got on stage, I just seen everybody, and I'm like, wow. But I told everyone, I was like, this is my first performance, like, I'm kind of scared. And after that, like, the music just started playing. And honestly, her manager was like, if you didn't tell us that was your first time performing, we wouldn't have known, because, like, you killed it. Like, you did so good. Like, it didn't even look like you were nervous. So that's how that went. And honestly, after that, I kind of fell in love with performing. I think this, like, last week was, like, my 7th performance. I've been performing everywhere in the city, like, mainly Manhattan area for some reason. I've just been getting a lot of, like, events there. I recently just did a yacht performance for DJ Hot Rod. That went really, really good. That was, like, a really good experience to have. Never performed on a boat, so, like, you know.
Yeah, that's really
That
cool.
seems fun.
Yeah. And I, this past Sunday, I performed at the Bagel Festival in Monticello.
Okay, we have to talk about that because I was jealous that you guys have a bagel festival and we do not.
Yeah,
You guys have that every year?
yeah, it is every year, usually in August.
Bagels. I feel like
Yeah.
bagels is for winter.
I don't know.
feel
I
like
feel
bagels
like
is for
bagels are
every
for all year round.
Did you get any bagels?
I did not.
Aw.
I ate a brownie instead and a Philly cheesesteak. But
Ooh.
I mean, I live there. We got the bagel bakery right in town too, so it's like I didn't really want a bagel. I was there to perform, and you know, it was kind of boring actually after that, because it's like when you're a kid or when you're like a late teen, it's like a little exciting because it's like something to do in that boring town. But like it's just like when you're older, it's like if you don't have an actual stand and you're not like selling stuff or you're not there for an actual cause, it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like after I performed, I walked up and down the strip, got some food, and honestly left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
But
Did other people perform?
yeah, there was a band there, and there was like an R&B singer that was singing like old school songs. I'm not sure who performed after those two, because like I said, I wasn't.
You weren't feeling it.
It's so funny because I'm kind of like that too, like in this space, in the podcast space, where like, you know, technically I should be listening to other podcasts, seeing what other people doing or whatever. I do not listen to podcasts. I
just
never listen to
I don't know.
podcasts.
I get bored kind of easily, and like even performing, I had to get used to being in clubs, because like an hour in, I'm already yawning, ready to go home. So like, you know, I have to like realize like, yeah, I'm here. This is the environment I'm in. I'm an artist. Like I have to be awake. Like I can't have that I'm ready to go to sleep mentality, even though I was ready to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel you. Club life is not for me.
Yeah.
Do you have any performances coming up?
I do. I'm performing for a live fashion show in Times Square. Sometimes performances get thrown at me last minute, like that yacht performance. Literally, I found out 2 days before the actual event, and they like made me a flyer quick, and I posted it like for promo real quick. But like,
So people gonna have to just follow you. They're
Yeah,
gonna have
they're
to.
gonna
I might have a performance coming up before the fashion show. Like I don't even know. Like, you know, it just depends.
Right.
I love that it's all happening so fast for you. Does it ever feel overwhelming?
It doesn't. It feels good because, like I said, I just feel like once I found my lane, it was meant to happen the way everything happened. So, like, the fact that I am moving this fast, like, I'm not surprised because, like, I talk to myself, to God, to my family every day, and I tell them, like, this is what I really want to do. And I manifest literally all of this. And when I'm like, even when I'm having conversations with people, like, not to sound like I'm not a humble person or anything, because I am a very humble person, but like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm about to be rich soon. I'll be like, yeah. So once this music take off, like, I'll be telling people, I'll be like, because people be watching my story, they DM me and stuff all the time, like, yo, I can't believe you just started doing music, like, and you're actually, like, doing it for real. You're, like, not doing it to be popular. Like, you're actually doing it, and your music is good. So it's, like, I would tell people, like, yeah, maybe you should, like, especially local artists, maybe you should consider maybe a feature while you can. Cause once I take off, yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to afford these features. So I be trying to tell people, get up with me while you can, cause once it takes off for real, it ain't no looking back, and I'm definitely not coming back to Monticello. So
she said yesterday's price is not today's price.
It's not today's price. She ain't coming back to Monticello unless it's to race a racehorse, bet money.
Not even that.
No.
I'm gonna have to race horses somewhere else.
No racehorses. At Rick Ross's house.
Right.
What are some goals that you have for yourself?
Like with the music or in life?
Both.
So with the music, my goal is to make this my full-on career. Like, I want to live off of my music, pretty much. Goals in life, pretty much to keep traveling. I already been to a few different places. I already left the country once. So, I just want to keep traveling because I really do enjoy traveling. And I like traveling alone, which people think is weird, but I think it's very therapeutic. So just keep exploring the world. Honestly, doing what makes me happy, which is music, traveling, and eventually, like, finding love, which seems to be extremely hard in this time of day in my generation. So, yeah, whenever that happens.
What about music? Do you have any, like, specific goals, like you want to win a Grammy or, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Like, I've thought into that, like, far into that, but I think the furthest I've actually thought, I don't think I've thought about a Grammy, but, like, a BET award for, like, Best New Artist is, like, what I picture. And actually performing for the BET Awards. I actually thought about one day performing for Summer Jam, which I'm gonna actually try to make happen, like, very soon, if I can. Because I have, like, little connects, and I be around people who know people who know people, so, it could happen.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's actually really, it's funny because I kind of got into podcasting similarly, and then you end up realizing that things are easier than what they appear. It's easier to get into these type of spaces than
Especially
what you thought.
If you're just motivated and you actually want to do it. Like,
Yeah.
you can literally put your mind to anything and do anything that you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, being in the music industry has taught me that everyone knows someone that's high up in the music industry.
For real.
Or has made it, or is doing it, works it full time. It's like,
Yeah, there'd be like mad little people that do
Yeah.
like the marketing PR, like
Yeah.
Us, and then when you know those people, you're like, oh, and you in there.
as a female-fronted radio show, we like to highlight extraordinary women. So who is a woman that made a huge impact on your life?
I would say my mom. Shout out to my mom.
You don't have to say your mom. Some people don't.
Most guys say their mom. Or you can highlight
Actually,
multiple women too.
I mean, are you, like, famous or, like, just...
It can be however they impacted you. So it doesn't, if it's someone famous that you don't know but made a huge impact in your life somewhere, then you
All right,
can shout
so
them out too.
I would say my mom, just because, that's mom. But I would really, really, really say my...
That excited.
Right.
Anyway.
Right, sorry. But my grandma, because I lived with my grandma from the ages 17 to 19. And then when I turned 19, I got my own apartment. I've been independent since then. But my grandma taught me a lot. She taught me everything I know. And the main thing she taught me was to do what makes me happy and leave these boys alone. That's the main thing she taught me.
That's so
but,
good.
She's not wrong.
No, she's not. But she would literally sit down because she would notice the same mistakes I would make, specifically with relationships, over and over and over. And she would get mad. She would curse, but that's just how grandmas are. But she would sit down with me and have the same talks over and over and, like, beat it into my head until I finally got it right, or till I finally realized, or, like, she would just keep saying, like, you want to keep getting your heart broken, or you want to keep going through this? She was like, you're young, you're beautiful. Like, you got so many other things in life you could be doing or worried about. Like, she made me become mature. She made me like.
That's an important time. Age 17 to 19. That's that time for that.
And she was a big impact for real. Cause if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have had my first place. Cause she was my motivation to get my own apartment.
That's so good.
Yeah, I want to say shout out to you for striking out on your own at such a young age.
Thank you.
And then also having the foresight
I hate it here.
Listen, we've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
And listening to grandma. Some people don't listen. So.
And being about your business. Holding down a household while trying to make it in the music industry is not the easiest thing.
No.
Yeah, it's not. It's hard. But, I live comfortably. I'm very blessed. I do have a second job on the side, I'm a dancer. I dance. So it mainly supports the expensive stuff when it comes to my music, like studio time, videos. So
that's so good. All right, tell the people, because the people are going to have to follow you to know what you're doing, because it happens so fast.
So you guys can find me on Instagram at Nana, Nana _McKay, MCKAY. I'm on YouTube, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Spotify, basically every streaming platform. Yeah.
And on a stage near you.
On a stage near you, coming soon.
All right, that was awesome. I don't have any more questions, Deb. Do you have anything?
Anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here? Floor is yours.
So for all the artists out there, specifically independent like me, your time is coming. You just gotta keep grinding. You gotta keep doing what you're doing. Like, I've only been in the industry for such a short amount of time, and with hard work, consistency, and obviously money, but you could definitely reach your goals. You could definitely get where you want to be. You just have to be motivated. You have to manifest. You have to really want it, and you could really get it. So like, for all the artists out there, just keep going, keep pushing yourself, because like one day God could just put it on the table for you, and boom, there it goes. So like, you gotta keep going.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Welcome back to In the Field Radio. You know what I'm about to do. Make sure you follow In the Field Radio. Write to me. Tell me what you think. Do song requests. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. Do shout outs. If you write to me in the DMs, I'm going to read it. And I'm going to do what you tell me to do. Boss me around. I like that stuff. At In the Field Radio on everything. All right. I'm about to get out of here. Big thank you and I love you to anybody that's rocking with us. All our loyal listeners. Love you guys. Thanks for chilling with those chicks on Mondays. In the Field Radio 91.3 FM WVKR Poughkeepsie. Have a good night.